Hello, my name is Kat, and I'm doing a reading today regarding the situation with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The first card up is the focus card, and it's the Queen of C. What this tells me, this is an emotional situation. Apparently, the Queen is waiting, biding her time for the Prince and Meghan Markle to essentially break up. She is under the impression if she waits long enough and cuts them off of the funding that they're used to, that the prince will come back to England to stay. But she doesn't want Meghan to come back with him. She apparently feels, because of this card, it's an emotional situation. It's not really logical. Come here, Sadie. This is Sadie. You're a good boy. Yes. Because this is an emotional situation for the Queen, she is, again, just hoping for them to have enough of each other, and Meghan will lose her control over the prince. And so the next card up is the Four of C. This more or less indicates that the Queen is literally just waiting for them to relax, and then she'll be behind the scenes. And this includes Prince William and Kate. The Queen is hoping that they will make the best of the situation, and the Prince Harry will get jealous or insecure, and again, he'll come back. This is nothing factual with the Queen. It is simply her way of thinking. She's managing with the decision they've made, but she's making it as difficult as possible for the Prince and Meghan to get by. And so it's hard, very hard for them to get refocused. The next card up is the Moon card, also indicating that right now England is apparently reeling with the information of what the Queen has decided. This also indicates that the situation between Meghan and the Prince is that Meghan thinks she has won over the Queen, that she has got the Prince away from the family, and that they will then be happy because she is more in control of the situation. And again, it's an emotional situation, it's not based on fact. I mean, she did get the Prince Harry away from England, away from the scrutiny and the obligations, but that just means that their obligations have changed. They still have to deal with the public. They still have to deal with the repercussions of what the Queen has decided. It's not going to go away. It's, in fact, going to get stronger, just how unhappy they really are. Now, the next card up is the Nine of Fire. This tells me it was absolute strategy on the part of the royal family in England. I believe Kate and William helped the Queen make this decision based on what Meghan has said and done so far. I do believe this is all planned out. I mean, even down to Charles, Prince Harry's father. Even he is unhappy with this decision from the Queen. He wants his son back home. But they've all kind of gotten together between the Queen, William, Kate, Charles. They've gotten together and basically agreed that once the reality sets in for Meghan and the Prince, they may struggle. They're going to have issues, problems, and it's because of the public eye scrutinizing them still. And it's also their struggle with, again, reality. This is a passionate move from the Queen. And it all makes sense. It works. They think it's going to work. The next card up is the World card. Meghan apparently feels that she has won this battle and has conquered over the Queen. So she thinks she's bested the Queen. The Queen, however, is going back and essentially expecting to see the Prince coming back home. Now, I fully believe at this point that the Queen wants the Prince back home without Meghan. So he would come back alone. Now, even if the Prince does go back to England, Meghan will go with him, but it will be an unhappy situation. And this is the Queen thinks that ultimately she'll win. This is signified by the Hermit. The Queen has, in her eyes, figured out that this is the way to hit it home with Harry. Just how much he has relied on funding from the royal family, as well as he hasn't had to work very much when he's had duties. But he would get the money anyway. It's not like he got paid for the work. So with this card, it's showing me that, again, the Queen thinks that because of her age and wisdom, she will ultimately win. Now, the public is going to play a role in this. Which is undoubtedly confirmed by the 8 of Fire card, which indicates a lot of hectic activity. This also says, again, once things quote unquote settle for Meghan and the Prince, the public is going to play a fairly heavy role in having the Prince come home. This is the ultimate indication that Meghan and the Prince are not fully aware of the situation that they have helped to create. They have not thought it through, and consequently, between the public surrounding them a lot and the Queen and Prince William and Kate, and I believe even Charles is going to pressure the Prince to come home. And that's what the Queen wants. She is counting on problems for Meghan and the Prince, so that it is so difficult they have to come home. It shows so far rather strongly. The last card up is the Priestess. This tells me that while Meghan may think she has won this battle, the Queen is going to actually win in the Queen's eyes. That just tells me things are going to get rather hectic between the palace and Meghan and the Prince. It's going to get hectic. I do believe the Queen is counting on the Prince contacting her, asking for funding. And she's not going to give it. She's too smart for that. That's what she's counting on. That's what she expects. And because of her years and experience, she's basing it on that. So, all in all, rounding out this situation, things are not going to go as smoothly for Meghan and the Prince. With England going through the Megxit that's going on, again, it's not going to work for them as much as they want to. And because they think they've won, because they think they're on their own and everything will be great, fine, wonderful, hunky-dory, fine. And it's not going to go that way. They have not counted on the funding not being there. They're so used to it. They're not thinking of it. And that, and finding a suitable home, and I mean, even if they found one, it's not where they're going to settle. And that makes it difficult for them too. So all in all, the Queen ultimately absolutely thinks she has won this battle, that Harry will come home. And she doesn't want Meghan there by his side anymore. She would just as soon Meghan stay.